Hello students, for the fourth chapter it got over with analytical petty cash book. Okay, I hope you are clear with it. Okay, now next we have next chapter, it is trial balance, which is the after preparation of ledger. Okay, with the help of ledger balances what we will prepare, it is trial balance. Okay, so here we are going to study what is the meaning of it, what are the features and objectives of preparing that trial balance. Okay, then we have one more topic, it is rectification of errors here. Okay, so first we'll study what is the meaning of it, what is the meaning of that trial balance. So it is a statement which is prepared by the traders who have kept their books of accounts under double entry system. It shows the list of all debit balances as well as credit balances. So what it is, trial balance, it is the statement which is prepared. Okay, it is the statement which is prepared by the traders. Okay, what we call it as trial balance, it is not an account. Okay, it is a statement which is prepared by the traders here. Okay, rest all what we consider it as accounts, but this trial balance, it is not an account, it is a statement. Okay, which is prepared by the traders, means the person who trades. Who trades means you all know, right? Buying and selling of goods. And whatever the books of accounts he is going to give, with the help of that he is going to prepare trial balance here. Okay, so when you are going to prepare trial balance, only under double entry system. In single entry system you cannot prepare trial balance. Okay, only in double entry system we can prepare the trial balance with the help of ledgers. And what it shows for us, list of all debit balances of the accounts as well as credit balances of the accounts. Once if you see the format, you will come to know. Okay, then next we have what are the features. Okay, what are the features of this trial balance? It is a statement of balances of ledger account. So what it is a statement of balances of all the ledger accounts. Okay, then secondly we have, it can be prepared only under double entry system. As I said, you cannot prepare it under single entry system. Okay, only in double entry system we are going to prepare this trial balance. Then it is a statement of total debits as well as credits. What it will show, as I said, it will show debit balances of all the accounts as well as credit balances of all the accounts. So it is considered as the statement which shows us debit balances as well as credit balances of all the different accounts here, all different ledgers. The next you have, it is prepared usually at the end of the year before preparing final accounts. So when we prepare this trial balance, as we all know, bookkeeping will be maintained day to day, journal will be recorded, day to day transactions, and ledgers we are going to transfer once in a month or twice in a month. Okay, or 2 months once or 3 months once. But trial balance, when we are going to prepare, just before preparing your final accounts, we are going to make this trial balance. Okay, just before preparing your final accounts we are going to prepare trial balance. Okay, the next you have, what are the objectives of preparing this trial balance then? Because for everything there will be an objective, right? Then what may be the objectives why we are going to prepare our trial balance here? First one, to find out arithmetical accuracy of books of accounts. How we are going to find out this one? See, when you transfer all your ledger balances to your trial balance, both should get tally. Your debit total should be equal to your credit total. Then only whatever accounts you have prepared, it is fair and true or accurately you have prepared. Okay, so with the help of trial balance, what we will do, we will find out arithmetical accuracy of the books of our accounts. Okay, the next you have, secondly, to take steps to trace the errors and to rectify them. Okay, now as I said, first intention is to find out arithmetical accuracy of our accounts, right? Now if you find any mistakes in your account, means if it doesn't get tally, your debit balances are not equal to your credit balances, then it is the indication that somewhat mistakes you have done. Okay, so what is that mistake then? Okay, that we can find out with the help of this trial balance, and we are going to rectify it. Rectify means we are going to correct all the mistakes what we have done previously. Okay. The next you have to get the summary of all ledger accounts in one place. Now, when you prepare the trial balance, all the ledger account balances you will get in a single statement. It is like a summary of all your ledgers. Okay. Now if you want single ledger balances, you can go through the ledgers also, but it is difficult to go single ledgers one by one. So instead of that, if you prepare a trial balance, directly we will get all the account balances in a single statement. Okay, whatever accounts you have prepared in that whole year, balance of that you are going to get in your single statement. So only they have said it is the summary of all the ledger accounts in one place. Means it is the statement which shows us all the ledger balances in a single statement. Okay, that is called trial balance. The main intention is to find out the arithmetical accuracy, then if there is any mistakes, to find out that and to rectify that errors. Then thirdly, it acts as a summary for us. Okay, means it provides the summary of all the ledger accounts to us in a single statement. The next you have, this is the format of your trial balance: serial number, then particulars, ledger folio, debit rupees and credit rupees. It seems like your journal only, but there we used to write date, but here we are going to record serial number. Okay, then particulars, then ledger folio, debit rupees and credit rupees, but exactly it seems like your journal format only. Okay, next we will see list of accounts with the balances. First only I will clarify you. See, whatever the liabilities we are having, always it shows credit balances to you. Okay, all the liabilities which shows credit balances, all the assets which shows as debit balances. Okay, now means asset account always shows debit balance, liabilities account always shows credit balance. Then income and expenses always shows credit balance, income and gains, okay, shows credit balance. Expenses and losses will show debit balance. Okay, I hope you are clear with it. Okay, asset account shows debit balance, liabilities account shows credit balance, income and expenses shows income and gains, okay, shows credit balance, and expenses and losses shows debit balance, and capital which always shows credit balance. Okay, so I hope you are clear with it, because we are going to divide accounts into 5 groups, right? Assets, liabilities, then incomes and gains, expenses and losses, as well as capital. So all asset account which lies under assets will show us debit balance always, all liabilities will show us credit balance, all incomes and gains account will show us credit balance, and expenses and losses account shows debit balance, and capital always it will show credit balance to us. Okay, so first we will see capital account which shows us credit balance, drawings debit because it is a expense, purchases expense so debit, sales it is income so credit side, then purchase returns it is a credit because we are going to receive it, then purchase returns it is credit because we are going to return it and we are going to collect our amount here, then sales returns debit because it is a loss, whatever we have sold it is returned back to us. Okay, then debtors account debit because it is an asset. Okay, creditors account shows credit balance because it is a liability, then bills receivable account which shows debit balance because it is a asset. Then next you have bills payable account, BP account means bills payable account which shows credit balance because it is a liability here. Then discount earned account, it is income so it shows credit balance. Then stock which shows debit balance. Okay, stock shows debit balance because it is a asset. Then cash at bank which shows debit balance because it is also a asset. Cash at office debit because asset it is. Then cash in hand, it is also asset, so debit balance. Then bank overdraft, it is a credit because it is a liability. What it is bank overdraft? See now, if you have the bank account, in that if you overdrawn the amount what you have in your bank account, that we call it as overdrawn, okay, overdraft. So that is liability for us, so it shows credit balance to us. Then loan to X, we have given loan means it is asset, okay, so we chose debit balance. Loan from Y means we have taken a loan now, it is a liability which shows us credit balance. Then furniture account, it is an asset, so shows debit balance. Then machinery account, it is also asset which shows us debit balance. Then building, it is also a asset, so shows us debit balance here. Then vehicle, it is asset, okay, shows us debit balance. Computer account, it is asset, debit balance. Patents account, it is also asset. Tangible, intangible asset it is, okay, so debit balance it shows. The next you have salary account. Salary account means expenses, so it will be debited, means which shows debit account, debit balance. Then rent account, it is also an expense, so just shows debit balance. Investments, it is asset, so it will show us debit balance. Expenses and losses shows always debit balance only, okay. Incomes and gains shows credit balance. Then depreciation, so what it is, depreciation decrease in our value of asset. ನಮ್ದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಏನಿರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನಮ್ದು ಅಸೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಲಾಸ್, ರೈಟ್, ಸೊ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಸೆಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಏನು ಅಸೆಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗೋದು. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ ಇನ್ಕಮಲ್ಲೇ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್, okay. Then bad debts, debit. So bad debts, it is a loss for us, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಉದ್ರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಓಕೆ. ನಾವು ಇಫ್ ದೇ ವೋಂಟ್ ಪೇ ದಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, ಓಕೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅದು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡೆಟ್ಸ್, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ಶೋಸ್ ಅಸ್ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಲಾಸ್. Then next you have reserve for doubtful debts, RDD, okay, reserve for doubtful debts, which shows us debit balance because it is a reserve. Out of profit we will keep some amount as a reserves here, okay, but it is a liability for us, so it will show debit balance. Then discount allowed, it is a loss, right, when you allow discount to some other person it is a loss for you, so it will be debit balance. Then printing and stationery expenses, so debit balance. Carriages account, it is also traveling charges paid to purchase of asset, delivery charges kodtevalla, that we call it as carriages, that it is debit balance, okay, because expense. Then carriage inwards and carriage outwards, both it is expense only, so both shows debit balance. Carriage inwards ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಈಗ ನಾವೇನು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಕ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಗೂಡ್ಸನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಫ್ರೀ ಹೋಮ್ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡೆಬಿಟೆಡ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ credit balance because we are going to receive the commission income for us, so it shows credit balance. The next you have insurance account expense, so debit balance. The next you have interest received, okay, interest received income it is, so which shows us credit balance. Then advertisement expense which shows debit balance. Then commission account, if it is received, credit, if it is only commission then it is expense for us, debit. Then repairs it is also debit because expense, repair expenses of our machines or vehicles or whatever, but it is an expense, so it will be debited. Then next you have trade expenses. Trade expenses also the expenses which shows us debit balance. Then gas and water, it is also an expense, so which shows us debit balance here. Then wages account, it is also expense. Expense shows debit balance always. Then freight account means carriages charges what we have paid, or traveling charges what we have paid on purchase of any goods, okay, that it is. So it is also debit expenses, so which shows us debit balance here. Then next you have interest account. Interest, if it is received, which shows us credit balance because it is income. Now if it is only interest account, then it is an expense which shows us debit balance here, okay. Then lastly, reserve fund, which is the reserves which we have kept out of our profit, okay. So till we use it, we consider as a liability here, or reserves always which shows credit balance for us, okay. So till now, if you have any doubt, you can get it clarified. Further we'll solve the sums on this, means how to prepare trial balance I will explain, then you can further continue with it, okay. If you have any doubt, you can get it clarified, okay.